Welcome to Monday. It's Daily Dave, and I want to talk to you today about a really simple idea, as it usually is. And I want to talk about intentional leadership. You see, leadership the world over is spoken about in so many different ways. And whenever in the workshops we've run, whether it's recently, last year, or over the last 15, 16 years that RLC's been around for, whenever we've asked a group, how do you do leadership? They come up with all kinds of answers. Like, for example, they might say, oh, I'm going to go and do some communications. I'm going to go and do some more meetings. And nobody's wrong necessarily. The only thing I think is the normal mistake is people go, that means we've got to go do some strategy time. No, that's not intentional leadership. Leadership is coaching. Leadership is where you get yourself right first, and then you use your skills to help others get themselves right second. Now, intentional leadership, I'd like to ask you to take some time to go and visit our blog that we've just published just a few minutes ago about intentional leadership today, because there's a vital link we've got to make about intentional leadership right now this year, and that is intentional leadership and well-being, connecting two things that we treat separately and putting them together. Did you know that it's probably going to be this year more so than any other year since the war, where people are going to be tired, talking about being fatigued, talking about being worn down, talking about this gradual compound effect of the anxiety of what's been going on in the world over the last year or so. It's not quite a year yet. People are talking about it like it has been a year, and it actually hasn't been. So imagine what the effect of that's going to be in a few months' time, when, if, as we're led to believe, we're going to see some type of normality later on, which, again, we all hope that's going to be the case with vaccination rollout around the world and in your country. Now, before we get to that, though, we've got to practice this intentional leadership, which means actively doing things today intentionally to help our people tomorrow, and applying this well-being slant to this. Because on the blog, I talk about the 7 daily leadership principles from RLC that have been written over many years of research and many leadership projects with our clients. And what I can tell you is we look at what the 7 rules are. So if there's value for you in just exploring what the 7 rules are, and then there's extra value because we've painted the link of well-being for you and suggested a tip you can take in that blog about 7 actions you can take about the 7 leadership rules when they are linked to well-being. If I work for you, my well-being, I would hope, is on your agenda. If you work for me, I hope that your well-being is on my agenda. It takes 2 seconds to ask somebody how they're doing and are they okay. And if you're not doing that right now on a daily basis with what's going on in the world, I want to encourage you, just take that action today and make that a small difference as you go into this week. This month in January, we are talking about intentionality. We're talking about all things intentionality. And this week, we're talking about intentional leadership and asking you to think about how you can be more intentional in how you lead. And by the way, go to our blog, www.rlc-global.com, and you will get access to /blog, the 7 principles that we've already shared today on our website, hoping that you too can apply those 7 rules, have to remember to do the extra 2, to build your leadership and care for your people better as we continue to fight through this year together. This has been Daily Dave. I've been Dave Evans. See you on the next episode.